The New York Knicks that people counted out went into Boston, took chains, and headed back to the Mecca for their homestand. 2-0. Now, I'm not delusional. This series is far from over. I do not believe the New York Knicks will sweep Boston. I do, however, expect the Knicks to come out in Game 3 and win. In a convincing fashion. Convincing, I'm giving Knicks a 5-point win. Why say that? I think Boston has a huge problem that you cannot fix this season. Again, I'm not saying they're going to get swept. I still think this series is going 7. Me personally, I think this series is going 7. Boston's biggest weakness is Jason Tatum. Why I say that? Like all great players, because Jason Tatum is a really good player in this league. But every good to great player has a weakness that stops them from getting to that next level, that godly level, that Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Steph Curry type level. Even in Jordan's early in his career, he had issues, and that's why and teams exploit that. But he was just so obsessed with winning that he overcame all those issues and had a great GM owner at the time, got great pieces around him, and the rest is history. But it started with Michael Jordan getting over his weaknesses. Jason Tatum has not done that. I don't even think he's tried. And to me, it's his shot selection. He is a very poor decision maker when it comes to where to get his shots. Now, he, like every great player, has his spot on the court that he's really efficient in. But for whatever reason, he can either get to that spot, but it can still be a bad shot selection because of who he's matched up against, or because of the help defense that comes, or because there's a better, higher percentage shot somewhere else that he could swing to or get the ball to. And he just doesn't do it. I don't know what it is. From the untrained eye here, it feels like he's relying on his skill and athleticism to guide him more than like, hey, let's be a little bit more cerebral with this. You're Jason Tatum. You are the star of one of the most historic franchises in all of sports, not just basketball, in all of sports. And your shot selection is really poor. Really poor. And I do think Boston has this arrogance about them that starts with their head coach, because teams take on the personality of their head coach. That gimmick that Joe Joe Mazzulla be doing. Enough, brother. Enough. You're not fooling anybody. I'm not saying he's a bad head coach, but that arrogance is up. It's up. Now, I think this series is going 7, and it can go either way after the game 7s. It can go either way. I do believe the Knicks will go win on Friday. I do believe the Knicks are going to go home, or whenever they play. I think it's Friday. The Knicks will go home and win their first game in Madison Square Garden, lose the second game, go back in Boston, and we'll see how it goes from there. But I do think Boston will lose game 3. And the reason why I think that, again, is because I think the shot selection of not just Jason Tatum, but this entire team is starting to trickle. And it's one of those things that you can't just fix. Because this D'Antoni offense, that the D'Antoni-like offense they're running, this 3-point barrage bullshit they run. Trust me, I've watched the Rockets very closely during the James Harden years. I've seen this shit before. This 3-point offense is more reminiscent, in my opinion, of D'Antoni and James Harden's offense than it is at any point in the Golden State Warriors offense. Because Boston does not have a Steph Curry or Klay Thompson. They don't. And this is exactly why I tell people that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, even before, pre-KD, after KD, they're built different, bro. They're not normal players. You can't copy and paste them. This is, in my opinion, this is the greatest case for why the three of them are instant Hall of Famers as soon as they hit the retire button. And why all three of them should have statues in at the arena. Dead ass. I'm very serious, bro. Because when you're that bad from the 3 point line and like, you know what I mean? You're that bad and you can't get any other shot. Like, yeah, Clay had his times where he would shoot pretty bad, not in his prime, but lately, like, and towards, especially that 2022 run where he kind of went, sometimes he'll be a little in and out. Steph will have some times even now, especially now where he will go cold. But guess what? He can slash, and he will slash you apart, and so you have to honor that because he'll kill you if you don't. You have to stop the bleeding, and guess what? Step back splash, step back splash, step back splash. Draymond can hand the ball up the court, find the best pass, open up those passing lanes. Boston doesn't have that. Boston doesn't have that. And that's why in 2022, because it's the same story again. That's why in 2022, Boston got shredded apart. What I'm seeing from the Knicks is a team that is clutch, a team that put a lot of hours into the court and really know how to play together. And they have lost to Boston. I believe they haven't won one game against Boston in the regular season. They know Boston very well. The team was built in order to beat Boston, so I assure you, they went over every single tape of all those losses and saw why they lost and plugged it up. Now, with that being said, do not get it twisted. Boston has been up 20. The Knicks have had to come back from a combined 40 points to win these two games. That's not, you can't keep doing that. I guarantee the Knicks come out flat in game 3. There is no coming back. You're going to be, it's too much work to come back from a 20-point deficit and then have to win. Like, that's why the wins only like 1.2 point wins. It's too much. You're going to exhaust yourself. Got guarantee the Pacers looking like they're about to sweep. The Pacers, if not, is going to go 5-6 games max. Right now, if you exhaust yourself, because that's what this thing is. Just look like what happened to the Warriors. You exhaust yourself when you don't need to, you're gonna find trouble. And that's some of the things about these runs. And I'm not saying you should not take Boston seriously and look forward to other matchup. You need to take care of what's in front of you first. But that's why you don't play games. The Knicks have not. Boston has not played good basketball. But again, I think it's not just about math equations and eventually going to hate it. No, Boston is taking terrible shots. They are lackadaisical in the clutch. They are front runners. They believe when they have leads that they're going to just keep splashing and the teams won't come back. A team that's come back twice on you on your home court, you're not taking the Knicks seriously because you're arrogant and you don't think you need to. Because you believe all the media saying, oh, if Jalen Brunson, it's only Jalen Brunson. If we lock him up, the rest are a threat. Well, guess what? You can't lock up Jalen Brunson. He is proven. That's why he has his contract. He has proven who he is as a ball player. He's going to get his. Mikal Bridges down the stretch is a lockdown defender. OG is OG. Karl-Anthony Towns has still not played his best game. And I think at home, he's about to go off. In the way that Karl-Anthony Towns can affect basketball games, he's going to do that. And I still don't think we've gotten a signature Jalen Brunson game. We have gotten great Jalen Brunson moments during the playoffs. Clutch, I get it. But a signature whole game piece, trust me, there's more he could do, but the others have to step up as well. The Knicks have a lot of problems and a lot of holes, and they need to start taking this Boston team seriously and start clicking a lot faster. Way better on defense. There's some defensive lapses I do not like from the Knicks. The Knicks also have to start establishing themselves early and stop with these deficits. You cannot go into halftime down double digits anymore. You gotta, if you want to be taken seriously, you got to keep going. So, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Knicks. Again, Boston, poor shot selection. That's something that you allow. If you allow poor shot selection like this, when the shots are not falling, you're going to keep on doing it. And that's what happens when you allow this bullshit. And that's not easy to fix. The only thing I'll fix for Boston is if they can start hitting these shots. And I think they can. And I think they will game 4. They will start game 3. But really game 4 is when the avalanche will come and the haymakers will come. And Boston will probably blow out the Knicks game 4. But game 5, 6, and 7 will be very interesting. But I do believe this series is going 7. Jason Tatum, there's a reason why Steve Kerr sat your ass down for the Olympics. You're not better than LeBron. You're not better than Curry. You're not better than Anthony Edwards. You aren't better than Anthony Davis. You did not deserve to be in that starting lineup. I don't give a fuck if you're on 2K. I don't give a fuck if you won the finals. You were not the finals MVP. You weren't. In fact, athleticism wise and shot making wise, they should have got Jaylen Brown, but they have beef. Nike has beef with him, so there's that. I don't like it. And Jason Tatum has some soul searching to do because he should be heavily criticized for his performance these 2 games. He really should be. They won't do it, and I will. Jason Tatum, you're on fraud watch. You're on fraud watch, brother. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts on the series so far.